The Tempest, Reading Project Creation by Gabriel Aguilar. The Tempest is a play written by William Shakespeare between the late 1610 and the early 1611. It's known to be a drama, tragic comedy, romantic comedy play. The Tempest, it's a play about magic, betrayal, love, and forgiveness. It's centered on an island nearby Italy, where Prospero, Duke of Milan, and his gorgeous daughter, Miranda, live with a spirit named Ariel and a mysterious wild man named Caliban. Prospero is a powerful magician who sets the stage of the play by producing a storm or a tempest. We see a plan to assassinate the King of Naples in the events that follow, a drunken plot to destroy Prospero, and a romance between Miranda and the king's son, Ferdinand. At the end, everyone is forgiven, and all of them set out for home. Text-to-text prompts. What I just read reminds me of the play Romeo and Juliet by William Shakespeare, because he has a peculiar way of writing, and in both plays we can see certain things that he did in both plays. The ideas in the text are similar because in both plays we can see how it talks about a forbidden love throughout the story. And we see forgiveness and how in Romeo and Juliet at the end the families reconciliate. And in The Tempest, Prospero forgives everyone at the end. However, the ideas in the text differ because I consider Romeo and Juliet more a romantic play that talks more about love and all of that. And in The Tempest, we can see more adventure, sort of rival, and other things that are not so related to love and the way that Shakespeare expresses in Romeo and Juliet. Prompts. What I just read reminds me of the time when I had to forgive a friend because he had made me wrong. But instead, I wanted revenge and not forgiveness. I agree with what I just read because in my own life, I have experienced different things that made me realize, and I learned that it's better to forgive than to get revenge. Forgiveness is better than justice. However, I don't agree with The Tempest because in The Tempest we see how Prospero just forgives, like it wasn't like such a big deal at the end. It was really easy, and I don't believe that that's like the way that we need to do things because sometimes forgiveness is not an option. Text to world prompts. This place reminds me of the past and how the kings had too much power over what people could do. And all of that created events where people wanted to kill them and they didn't want them in power. This also makes me think about the pandemic and how quarantine and isolation has created like mental problems to many people and how that's relatable to the people that were in the island. This also makes me wonder about the future and if because we don't know if we're actually getting out of here, and it makes me wonder if at one point we could get to an isolation that will make us hallucinate and all of that things. Book analysis prompts. I would have made a different choice than Prospero when he forgives, because he did too much damage before actually forgiving and actually doing something good. If I could speak to Prospero, I will tell him to stop the drama and just forgive before he does something wrong that he can't take back. The main protagonist and antagonist differ because Antonio did wrong to Prospero, and it was creating a tension between them that something bad could actually happen. But at the end, Prospero decides to forgive, and everything gets better. Thank you. This was my reading project planning from The Tempest.